You have to be providing your service and your products to a bigger market than just your town. Because the thing is when you sell that thing to someone in New York City, to someone in Austin, Texas, to Toronto, wherever it is, that money is coming back to the small town. So I talked in a different video, if you saw that one, about boosted posts on Facebook, basically what has changed in 2017 and beyond with Facebook and how to reach your audience. Well, that is just one piece of the puzzle. Another thing I want to talk about, which I'm going to talk about this now because I keep explaining this to different people when I'm trying to explain what social media marketing and stuff is pay-per-click ads and pay-per-conversion ads. These are huge, and it might sound really intimidating, but it's not as intimidating as it sounds. So I'm going to try to explain that to you right now. So pay-per-click ads have been around for quite a while. Google has used these. Google AdWords uses them to display those little posts whenever you search something. The first couple posts are the sponsored posts. As a business, that's great because you can make an ad and you can say, I want it to show up on searches that say New York wedding photographer, whatever it is. And basically it's a bid. You say how much your maximum bid is per click that you want to show, and you're bidding against everyone else that's trying to bid for that keyword. It gets a little more complicated than that, but more or less it's just an auction is what they call it. So Facebook kind of copied this same formula, except instead of searches, it's posting it directly to people. And that's the interesting thing is, so this is just the pay-per-click ads part. I'll get into pay-per-conversion ads in a second, which that's really interesting. But the pay-per-click ads is basically you only pay if someone actually clicks the ad. You can pay for pay-per-impression ads, which just means it'll just show it as many times, which is good if you're just trying to get your brand and your name out there. And you can do that locally. So if you're just trying to, it's basically like a billboard online for you. But pay-per-click ads only count if they click your post. So only if they go through to your website or whatever you're trying to send them to. People wonder how that works. And the thing is, Facebook wants your ads to be successful because that means you're going to spend more money on Facebook ads. Google's the same way. And they're honestly, both Facebook, YouTube, Google, all these companies, they're ad servicers before anything else. They're ad companies that just happen to have these other parts, search engine, videos, social media. So that's a good way to think about it, is they make their money by providing a really good service to you as a business and you as a customer, because you get to see products that are actually interesting to you. If any of you remember back in the day before this was really huge, the ads and stuff that were showing up on your sidebars and everything were just so absurd. But now on Facebook especially, it's creepy how targeted they have become. But it's good because you can do a lot with that as a business. So setting up pay-per-click ads is pretty simple. You just have to have a business account on Facebook, and you set up the ad and everything, and you can kind of test which images, you have to make an image and everything for it, work best. And honestly, it's really good to hire someone that does this professionally because they can design it, they can test it, they kind of know the psychology of what makes people more likely to click. Because the worst thing, you don't want to say, hey, my maximum bid is, I don't know, $1.50 per click, or whatever your click cost ends up being, and no one clicks on your ad and you ended up getting it a zero, and then Facebook will stop serving it up completely. And the way you get around that is by actually making it something that's engaging. So someone that's a professional and that knows how to do this stuff will be able to help you kind of identify what opportunities you have to make a good Facebook ad. The second thing here I want to talk about is pay-per-conversion ads, because these are huge, and I'm still just getting into this because most of the sites that I've helped promote have not been selling through their own platform. So like when we were promoting Blood on the Leaves, the movie, we were trying to send people to Amazon or VHX, which is someone else's platform selling our movie for us. So we weren't able to go into the back end and do anything with the checkout page. If you're selling off of your own store, so this is part of why it's important and why it's good to set up an online store for yourself. And you can even do that on Facebook actually, which I'll get into that in a later video because I'm just experimenting with that right now as I make this video. But if you have a store online, or even if maybe you have an email list that if someone clicks through this email form, you can call them and it's a lead. So you can pay per time they get to that action. So what you do is there's this little thing called a pixel, and it is a code that you put on that page. So you put it on the checkout page, or you put it on the thank you page for the form that's submitted, and you will only be paying every time someone gets to that page. So Facebook will track them from the time they click on the Facebook thing, go to your website, look at your products, click on the thing, they'll do all of that, and then you'll pay, which obviously there's a higher cost for this. But the thing is, you know exactly what you're paying. Can TV offer that? No, like nothing can offer that. And it's just crazy that this is even available, and that people, especially with high margin products, aren't using this. Because the thing is, with pay per conversion and pay per click, the margin really matters. That's the thing with movies. The margin on our movie product is ridiculously low. It's like 0.5. It's like 5 cents. I mean, it's probably something closer to, so like a streaming view is like 5 cents. And we only get 2 cents out of that, or 1 cent out of that, to feed back into the marketing budget, because 80% of it's going to our investors. So in general, movies aren't great to advertise that way. So what you got to think about is, what is a product that you have that can have a decent margin? If you were selling, I've been talking to painters about this a lot lately because I've been working with the Winkler Gallery. And the idea that I have for them is they're selling paintings for $1,000, or even the low end is like $160, $200. And obviously they're having problems in this small area finding enough buyers for art of that price. The solution isn't to lower the price, the solution is to expand the market. And how we can do that is by marketing specific pieces, especially really unique pieces that someone online might actually be looking for, and serving that up to someone's Facebook page at a cost. But that cost, even if it's on the high end of pay per conversion, which would be 5, maybe 10, I've heard of it going up to 12, a little bit more. Because you got to think about too, are the people that are clicking through that are not necessarily making the purchase or do a return or something. So that all gets fed into the percentage of what are you actually making per ad campaign to sell a product. And if you're selling a lot of a product, then that's even better. But so if you're selling one product, you got to look at that. But if you have $1,000 on something, and say you have $200 commission on that, and then you spend $20 advertising it, but you sell it, that's $180 you just made on that ad. And even if you pay someone $80 to make the ad, that's still $100 you made that you wouldn't have otherwise made on commission. The artist then's making $800. Like, that is huge. I would really love to see businesses doing this more. I know that's a little complicated for some people to get into and really figure out how to do this and go on their back end and put this on their checkout page and everything. That's why people like me do this. I know in Du Bois there's also like Magnus Marketing. They do stuff like that. There's all kinds of marketing companies, and I'm not trying to make this as like a sales video. I'm trying to make this as an explainer video, because I've been explaining this to a lot of people, and I just feel like it would be more useful just to explain it and put it out there, so more people can understand how this works in more basic terms. There's a lot of, if you want to get into this, I'll put some links in the description. There is a ton of information out there online about how to do this, what works best, and all of that stuff. So if you have the time, go for it. Do that. Maybe hire a graphic designer to design your posts because you want them to look really good. But besides that, maybe even a web designer to go on the back end and put your code in where it needs to go. Maybe you need help getting your e-commerce. You know, there's a bunch of stuff where if you want to take the time to do all of that stuff, great, go do it. Otherwise, I always say everything comes down to 2 resources, either time or money. So if you want to spend the money on hiring someone, go for it. If you want to spend the time on learning how to do this and getting it all set up and doing it, go for it. But the thing is, it's a huge part of your marketing mix if you're willing to commit to it. And this is where Facebook is working for people. It used to be, I know Facebook used to be free to play, and it's not anymore. It's going to cost you a lot of time to create really good content, or it's going to cost you some money to do these pay-per-click or pay-per-conversion ads. But just think about it, because pay-per-conversion is so much more valuable than ads on TV or radio, or even just blanket ads online like they used to do, or billboards, like whatever. Those are great. I think the marketing mix is really important. The whole ecosystem is really important. So like doing radio ads is still important because you can do giveaways, you can target the local community, but the thing is you're targeting everyone in the local community, whether or not they want to buy or not. Where online, you're not only targeting the local community, and you can do that, you can target down to the local if your business is like a restaurant or something, but what really works is if you can target everybody. You have an e-commerce store, even if you just set up an e-commerce store just to try this with a couple products, I guarantee you'll start seeing new revenue, and that'll allow you to expand your business. And the great thing is, and I think a lot of small businesses, especially in local areas, look at it like, I don't need to expand out beyond my local town because I'm a small business. I'm a small business by design. And the thing is, you're not helping your small town by doing that. Okay? You are actually limiting the possibilities, and you're not competing at the right kind of level. Do you think that like the factories that used to exist only produce glass products for Brockway? No, they produce glass products and they shipped it out. That's like exactly the same thing. The United States has become a service industry. You have to be providing your service and your products to a bigger market than just your town, because the thing is when you sell that thing to someone in New York City, to someone in Austin, Texas, to Toronto, wherever it is, that money is coming back to the small town. And that's what's huge, is you can really funnel money into your small town. If a couple businesses started doing this, like, it could be huge for a small town. So I really hope this helps, whether you're in a small town or a big market, just to understand these pay-per-click and pay-per-conversion ads. Like I said, I'm going to put some stuff down in the description that explain this stuff just a little bit more. If you want to reach out to me, you can email me at craiginzana@gmail.com to talk about some opportunities for your business, whether it's getting you set up with an online store or trying some of these pay-per-click ads or something. I would love to help you figure that out. Otherwise, I look forward to making more videos like this that are useful for you to figure out how to market yourself online. And don't forget to just create stuff every day, whether that's a product, that's a service, whatever, with a purpose, and life is meaningful then. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.